bourbon, and boxing.
You know I die for you. You lied to me. Yes, I cried. Yes, I cried. Return of the man. It is. Return of the man. Come on. Return of the man. Oh my God. You know that I'll be back. Here I am.
You can't see. That's the best way to start your show right there.
Return of the year.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 71 of Bourbon and Boxing. Of course, your guy, Chef Jeff, and
Big Spade.
here with you guys this Saturday morning, afternoon, going into the afternoon now. But yeah, we're just here to recap some of last week's fights, talk to you about the fights going on today. There is a lot to talk about, man. My banner list is freaking huge, man. The stuff we're going to talk about. Of course, last week we weren't able to go live with you last week, man. That's on me. My son had an incident with his eye, so I had to take care of that. And then by the time we got done, man, I had a little bit too much, going on for me to feel comfortable to go live at the moment. So sorry about last week's situation. Anybody who was looking to join us, man, we want to apologize for that to you guys. But let's
Yep,
get over
yep.
to our topics, man. Let's get into some boxing. There's a lot to talk about. Of course, last week Top Rank gave us a pretty loaded card, man. I really enjoyed what I saw. There was some really good fights on there. We got to see young guys like Abdullah Mason finally be on an undercard that was on with the main card and all that kind of stuff. We got to see Keyshawn Davis, which was kind of a weird fight. Did you think that was kind of like what the fuck? Like there was some antics in that uh
Yeah.
couldn't quite figure out myself. Like what the fuck is going on?
Mm-mm.
Of course, we saw what everybody thought was a clear robbery with the Foster Concepcion fight, and then we saw Shakur and Artemis. Let's
Mm.
go straight into what I think everybody should be talking about. And this shouldn't, I haven't really seen this topic being like it's been talked about. It was talked about that night. It was all over social media. But man, I think this is something boxing should be talking about all week for the next couple of weeks until the situation is fixed. I mean, we saw Robertson Concepcion defeat Oshaki Foster by a split decision to become the new WBC champion at 130. And a fight where we just absolutely saw what I saw was Foster putting on a clinic and looked healthy. He was out there moving. He
Right.
wasn't throwing a million punches, but he was
Yeah.
being active.
He's
And
been active. Yeah.
yeah, and all I saw from Concepcion was a guy that was hitting air. Nothing but air.
Nothing.
He couldn't
Nothing.
touch him. Couldn't touch him. And then at the end of the fight, you got these two knucklehead ass motherfucking judges. I can't even
You
put
put
any
them
other one.
their ass on there.
Fuck yeah, we're gonna put them on blast. These two
Yeah.
motherfuckers, Paul Wallace and Anthony Lundy, 116, 112, 115, 113. Man, come on, guys. And these guys, and I've heard the Anthony Lundy guy doesn't even really have experience. You're gonna put
Right.
this guy with no fucking experience in a championship fight, like boxing. Come on, man. You're a professional sport. Why do we not have professional judges? I mean, go in, Big Spade. I'll go on a rant on this shit, man. So I'll let you say
I
what you
just
think. Like,
I felt like shit. They cheat. They cheated the fuck out of him for one. Yeah, of course he ain't throw as many punches. Like he could have been a little bit more active, but also I feel like you can't don't put that shit in the judge's hands, man. When it's a championship fighting, you a champion. That's just like the Tony Harrison and Jamil, Jamil. What's the fuck? I can't even think of their name, but you know the twins, Jamil. Uh, that when Tony Harrison took the fight from him, it was kind of similar, but I felt like Tony Harrison kind of I seen different. A lot of people did. And I'm like, bro, he outboxed him for real, bro. Like you feel me? But on this occasion, far as like, I'm just saying, like, far as being a champion, you gotta go get it. Sometimes you can't put it in the judge's hands. I know his game plan was to make him miss, not show he can move around, which he said, and be defensive. You know what I'm saying? And active, but activity was a little bit down. Like, cause it was times he could have made him really pay for shots that he missed, but he didn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
But in the plain eye, you could see that man was you could see that man was missing. You know what I'm saying? You could see it blankly. Like dude wasn't touching him at all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was aggressive, but the aggressiveness wasn't paying off for him. You know what
No.
I'm saying? They say he hit hard. He didn't land a big shot on him. His punch percentage was way down. You know what I'm saying? His landing punches was way down. He threw more punches than him though. You know what I'm saying? But the motherfuckers wasn't connecting. I could see if you threw a lot of punches more and they was connecting. They weren't connecting.
Yeah.
Um, and I just feel like, and I like the shit I've been hearing. I think I talked to you. Brought him up before Gerald Tucker. He was the guy that Floyd had in his corner from Cincinnati. That was Floyd trainer from when he was doing the exhibitions. But and he was saying what a lot of people was saying though, like top rank get real shaky when you like basically you under because they say Oshaki only had one fight left and then his contract was up. So I feel like now that I'm hearing that, like, oh yeah, they was trying to get that belt. Like they had a reason to cheat. You know what I'm saying? Or for that fight to go how it went. It wasn't just it, it
Yeah.
it it was a reason for that fight, man. And the judges try to put it as close as they could, or the numbers as closely as they could to make not make it look too obvious, but it's obvious. Like it was
Yeah.
obvious, period. You know what I'm saying? So I
I
feel
mean,
like go ahead.
go, no, no, you go. Go ahead and finish. Go ahead and
So I
finish
feel
that.
like Bar Earl and now, yeah, like we gonna get into the Shakur too, cause that play a fact into this shit too. That I'm saying, but I feel like and Osaki, and I feel like they invested in Concession. I remember when you was asking me like, you know Concession. I'm like, oh yeah, I know who he is now. That's the
Yeah.
motherfucker. Uh, Shakur beat
Correct.
Valdez beat.
He, yeah, he fought
Yeah.
never. Hey,
So they
another.
probably got more. He probably invested more fights with him. He probably got more. You know what I mean? His contract probably bigger. Oh yeah, we gonna keep this belt here. Like we ain't gonna let Osaki go somewhere, sign somewhere else, and take this belt with him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And but I feel like they fucked up building a good fighter. Like y'all could have made a bigger match with him and Roach. You know what I'm saying? And y'all fucked
Yeah.
that up. Like you know what I'm saying? Cause Concession ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? They say he hit hard, but he ain't accurate. He ain't got no jab. He can't box for real. Like not saying that because he professional, but I'm saying on a professional level, he a C+ fighter, bro. Like he ain't nothing. Like and y'all have just messed up a investment giving him the belt, so they must gonna have line him up with somebody like Neverate or something that they got their money invested in that they know gonna beat him and take the belt from him because he ain't about to keep that belt for long. That belt, they about to snatch that away from him. You know what I'm saying? Rather they match him up with somebody just that- way past his level where they know they gonna keep that belt. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, man. I don't man. They
Yeah.
cheated that man. That shit, that like wait. My girl was even like, she called her dad, like, you seen that? Like, we
Yeah.
our mouth dropped. I sent you the text,
Yeah.
like, I think I sent me and my girl mouth dropped, like,
Yeah.
what? Cause I had her up with me watching the fight. She loved boxing too. So
Mhm.
like I had her, she was up watching the fights and our mouth dropped like when the first one. We like, then we heard, we like, wow.
Yeah.
I told her, bro, if I was a boxer, I was Osaki, I probably would have quit boxing. That probably would have made me retire. I ain't
Yeah.
gonna lie.
Man, and like you talked about the punch count, 698 punches Concession did throw.
Yeah.
He landed 11% of those.
Come
He
on,
got
man.
him at 109 to 70 by
Come on.
Osaki fight column.
Come
All
on,
right,
man.
so you can throw, and I'm like, because to me, it's like they didn't even try to make it not obvious. Let's do a split decision, well, or
Yeah.
let's see, or not a split decision, but a draw or something. They didn't even
Yeah.
try to do that. They 116, 112. what the what were you watching? I mean, it
That's
just to
crazy.
me, it's just I don't get how you can explain these cards and not have to answer for these cards. You know what I'm saying? Like boxing, the
If that's the case, they
WBC,
might as well let us be judges too. Then shit.
they pretty much like if we were to walk down the street and they needed a judge,
I
they
wonder
that's
how you sign
I
up to
feel
be a
like that's what
judge. What's the criteria in
you
that?
got to be somebody's uncle or aunt or cousin. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because that's who they seem to be putting on these judge panels. Guys at Anthony Lundy, who doesn't have a lot of experience, is what I'm hearing. Why is he judging a championship fight? Why are you not your most experienced fighters not judging championship fights?
that's what Sean Porter was saying too.
It
Like
makes
why?
no sense. And then the problem is that you don't have one committee. You've got the WBC, who should be the one handling this situation, in my opinion, right? They should
Hmm.
be the one handling the situation that's going on right now because the fight was for the WBC belt. So that's a commission that I think, should have to answer, should do the investigation on Top Rank. Because you can tell me these judges were crooked, but who paid them? Who made them do those scorecards?
Right.
Somebody did. And with the obvious conversation that, hey, Foster's contract was coming up, Bob Arum wasn't even there. He didn't even show up to this fight. This guy's traveled everywhere. And he wasn't here at this fight, this particular
Hmm.
fight. He decided not to be there. You know what I mean? Probably knew what was going to happen. But I don't get it. And you're right. Never leave it in the judge's hands. But when you convincingly win a fight, you shouldn't have to worry about it. Like when the fans know, the announcers know, everybody who saw that goes, "Yeah, man, he convincingly won that fight, right?"
Right.
So it just blows my mind that they're blatantly like they can blatantly just get away with it. To me, man, I think you gotta do what's right. You gotta overturn this decision, give Foster his fucking belt back. You know what I mean? And I think the WBC really needs to do that. That has to happen. We got to set a precedent at some point in the sport of boxing that this is this young man's whole fucking career. Basically, he built himself up to get that belt. Man, fought
Off of
a fight,
losses too. Off of losses.
yeah, and then come in and one of the best fights I've seen against a guy like Rocky Hernandez when he fought him. To finish Abraham Nova the way he did, the guy has worked his ass off to get to this point, and he put on one of his best performances, and he was penalized for it.
Yeah.
It makes
That's
no motherfucking sense, man. You're derailing this whole dude's career almost, and it won't. You know what I'm saying? Because he should be able to. This should be justified, in my opinion. And then I
hmm
think you got to go beyond maybe suspending these judges. If you can't answer for why you had those scorecards or how you came up with it, then you need to ban these guys. You don't need that
They need
shit.
to they need to put they need to watch the fight on TV and not from side to side, ring
Yeah.
corner to
Why do you
corner, because they
that?
need
Yeah.
to fucking
You
watch it
know
from
that's
TV where they can see the
but
whole angle.
could see every angle
Yeah,
exactly. Doesn't make
the
any sense with
judges
that
should be in the
old
back.
shit.
The judges should be in the back. They shouldn't even be ringside. They should be in the back conference room, divider on TV, judging the fight. They should not be ring to ring because, like they say, if you ring the it's shit you can't see. Well, that don't make it good for boxing. If I'm at this side and I'm thinking, I'm just saying, even if I'm on this side of the ring and he might be fucking him up over there, I can't see it because his back might be towards me. I need to be watching this on the TV where I can see each angle, the whole fight. You know what I'm saying? Not from side to side. That don't make no sense to me. If we talking boxing for real, because why is you if you can't see the whole angle, you can't see the
Can you just
whole.
fight if you can't see every
Yeah,
fucking aspect
yeah.
of it?
Y'all need to be watching that shit on TV, man. Y'all need to be in a like football, a fucking like offense
Yeah,
coordinator in the skybox or something. Y'all do not need to be watching that
exactly.
shit.
In the skybox with the fucking TV in front of
Yeah,
you guys.
right.
You know what I mean? Because then how can you just you can't be like, well, I was at this angle and all I saw was concession throwing a bunch of punches. You know,
Yeah.
it looked like they were landing. none of them fucking punches looked like they
For
were landing.
landing, yeah.
I mean, this dude was whipping, like throwing
Yeah.
punches, fucking missing, and I'm just like, so even that,
And his
even with
shoulder
Angus,
roll was pretty decent too. Like he probably had one of the best mimics of the shoulder roll I done seen. Out of a lot of boxers that be trying to mimic that shit from Floyd. You know what I'm saying? He used that shit good that night. That looked good with him. Like he
yeah,
really
you
knew
look,
how to use that shit.
his
He was
footwork looked
rolling
great.
off shots, but he should
Yeah,
have been rolling off the shots and countering his ass for real.
yeah,
Like he should have been tearing his ass up a little bit more. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
And he even said that at the end, like, well, I should have just finished him. And, I said that too, that maybe he did wanted to go. I mean, he's known for going 11 rounds,
Yeah.
finishing around the 11th, 12th round, taking guys out later in rounds. So, but with this type of situation, I think he's got to rethink that strategy. If you can get them out sooner, then get them out of there because you're
Do,
past the point of trying to get trying to get, that those rounds. You're past the point of trying to get round experience, right? For a
yeah.
guy like Foster, you're already been a champion. So that shouldn't even be something that you should be trying to do. Just if you can get the guy out of there, then get him out of there. I know it might take him, maybe it takes him a little longer to get going. Most guys, he figures guys out, you know what I mean? But I
Did
don't
you
know. In
think?
that type of situation,
Do you think he was a little weary of the power they say Concession supposed to have? That's why
man,
he was probably a little bit more defensive.
if I was a guy who, like, I have watched 4 of his
Cause I
last
don't
fight.
think he got that power like they say.
Yeah, I've watched his
Yeah,
last 4 fights, I haven't seen him knock anybody out.
I
I
don't.
haven't seen him stun anybody. I didn't see him. He didn't even hurt Navarrete. He was catching Navarrete coming in all day, every day, but he couldn't hurt him.
Yeah,
He
you
never did.
could catch Navarrete though, cause he
And he
come
was
in
getting
like that. Yeah,
clean shots on him. He was getting
yeah,
clean shots on him, but he wasn't able to hurt him. His fight against Valdez, of course, we saw that didn't go well for him. His fight against Shakur, he never stunned any of these guys. So the whole power thing for me and Conceição is something that I've yet to see. Maybe in his past, you know what I mean? Because they said he was a gold medalist. I think a gold medalist Brazilian Olympic fighter,
mhm,
and he's
mhm,
yeah. So he had he shows like I told you, he's always that unpredictable guy. You don't know what you get with Conceição. He might come in and put on the best fight, but he never finishes a whole fight. That's his biggest downfall. Always been his biggest downfall is he never finishes a fight. He'll come out maybe the first 5 rounds and look great, like he did against Valdez. He was actually beating Valdez, and then
yeah.
he just stopped boxing after 6 rounds and thought he had won the fight and just ran around, and he lost that fight. But I don't know, man. I can't really. I'm not, mad at the fighter himself, Concession. He wasn't the judge. He didn't make those calls. But even as a fighter, man, would you have a hard time accepting that belt, knowing you lost that fight clearly, or do you think
Hell,
in
me,
Concession's mind, do you
me,
think
me.
he thought he won it?
He probably thought he won. He a boxer. You know, man got pride. So he probably thought he won or probably felt like, oh, he running. You know what I'm saying? But deep
Mm.
down, if he go look at that motherfucker fight, you know what I'm saying? But I can't say like because I'm a fighter, so it would be like he would have had to like really demolish me for me to be like, oh yeah, I lost this, bro. But if like I'm just being real. If the judge just gave it to me, I'm like, oh yeah, they must have seen some shit I was thinking I was doing. Knowing you wasn't really doing it, but you thinking you was doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be
Think about
so
this.
the question you say, would it be hard for me to accept it? I don't know. I can't answer that now. If he was to drop me and really beat me up and he just it's out of my hands. Like I know it's out of my hands. Like
I kind of felt like Foster did. I felt like Foster hurt him a couple times, and did kind of beat him up. I mean,
nah, he
you
beat him up, but we going from like I'm thinking like we thinking from like you say if it was me from a boxer standpoint, you know it's hard for a boxer to admit a loss
Obviously,
when they
just
lost. You know what
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying?
but lose, yeah.
Because I
Because I
felt like
mean,
that with the Tony Harrison and Jamel fight. Like, bro, you
Yeah.
lost that fight, bro. Like, if you go back, like he outboxed you. Yeah, you got power and all that shit. Of course, we know that, but he outboxed you, bro. Like, and
Yeah.
you ain't do what you was supposed to do. You ain't knock him out. You ain't finishing. You ain't put it. You left it in the judge's hands, and he outboxed you.
Yeah.
Like, so, and he felt like he won that fight. You feel me? So it's like the pride with a boxer is kind of hard to not accept a belt. If you know what I'm saying? Because like they email boxers belts, and they pride to be like, shit, I'm the champ. Like I don't give a fuck
Yeah.
what nobody. But
Yeah.
it'd be
Yeah.
hard for me to accept that belt. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Boots didn't get you.
I wouldn't even bring that bitch out with me.
Yeah.
Like and no fights or nothing. Like nah, I ain't got the belt here. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like yeah, yeah, like the same way y'all sent it, that motherfucker sitting at home. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
It just be hard for me to. But a boxer with pride, I don't give a fuck. Shit, they gave me this.
Yeah.
Shit, that's what they wanted to do. You feel me? But deep down in my mind, I'm like, man, I can't walk around with this motherfucker. I ain't do nothing to get it. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah, that was my thing, man. Even his corner seemed to celebrate it, that and that thought that
Yeah,
they had
they
won
know
that
he lost.
fight.
He know he lost though. He know he
Yeah, I mean
lost.
the dude was cheesing so hard that I was kind of like, bro, how can you be smiling like that when you clearly should know
Face
you're going to
fucked
win
up.
this?
Face fucked
Yeah,
up.
yeah, I mean, so I don't know, man. Shitty for Foster. Let's just hope boxing really does do something about it for once, and this doesn't
Make
get.
boxers judges, man. Pay
Yeah,
these.
yeah,
Quit being cheap.
hmm
Making them announcers. Make boxers. Get these guys that living on hard times, Hall of Fame, or money wasn't like that. Make these guys the judges. Pay these guys, man. You know what I'm saying? Pay these guys when guys is retiring, they giving them guys jobs. Football players, they giving these guys jobs. They either talking about the game, announcing the game, something, man. Get these boxers
yeah,
jobs, bro. Let these boxers be judges, man. Let them be judges. They done been in there. They know the game, they know the angles, they know the corners, they know the defenses, they know the offense, they know all that. They know when somebody gas. Let these guys be control of the next boxer destiny, man. Like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And I feel like they gonna keep it real. They ain't gonna cheat. Like they ain't gonna be biased. Like the judge is gonna cheat more than a boxer, dude. You feel me? Like, and then you could really question a boxer. Like, come on, man, you done boxed before now. If it's some shit like this, like now, what the fuck did you see
yeah,
that made
yeah.
you get what I'm saying?
But,
Let
yeah, yeah,
let these guys that put their blood, sweat, and tears into this game judge this game. Let them have a bigger impact on these fighters' destiny, man. They wins and shit,
yeah,
man. Like let them. Man, I don't see how like a lot. Well, referees do a different job, but it should be some boxers that is referee. Man, y'all gotta get these guys jobs, bro. Let these guys judge the game, man. Y'all want to ask them and what you think about the fight or not, man. Let these guys be down there and judge the fight, and then that'll be better in boxing. What did you see? Why did you judge it like this? You feel me? We could take that from them and be like, oh, okay, yeah, okay. I see why he did that. I see why he
yeah,
thought that. You feel me? When it's a plain motherfucker off the street with clothes, a school teacher,
yeah.
and we can't ask him this
You don't
questions. Like
know
he don't
somebody's.
even know how to answer them questions if the questions come to him. You feel
Yeah,
me? Like, come on, man.
yeah.
Got to do better, man.
Yeah, and that's my whole thing with it, man. Just way better for boxing. It's past the point of too many years. Boxing's been established way too long. This shit's got to stop.
And
And
you
people
always
have
talk
to
about
answer
that
it.
too, bro.
And
You
yeah, I've been pushing
always talk
boxing
about that.
reform, man. And it seems to, like I said, sweep it under the rug, and we just forget about it. And that can't happen. It can't continue to happen every damn week. We've got some kind of judging controversy, a ref controversy, something, bro. We can't just have a good week of boxing without us having to address shit like this every goddamn week. Let us enjoy boxing the correct way without the fucking corruption. without all this bullshit and start holding these people accountable, man. One sanctioning goddamn body. Since the WBC, WBA, WBO, and IBF don't want to work together as one sanctioning committee, then make one fucking committee and throw all these bums out. You know what I mean?
Shit
What are you doing for
crazy,
the
man.
sport of boxing? Collecting money for belts? You know what I mean? What are you
Shit
truly
crazy.
doing? You know, you're letting guys fight before a drug test comes back. You know, you're letting
Stupidest shit I ever
people
heard
judge
of.
fights. Yeah, letting people judge fights who have no experience in a championship fight. You got ref controversies. Like, what do these committees do besides collect fucking money off the sport of boxing? I don't know. Call me crazy, man, but that's how I feel. Let's get into this week's recaps, man. There was some. It was a pretty good fight week, bro. I mean, we got to see the Shakur fight. I loved what I saw from Shakur. Of course, we saw Williams Zapata. Did you get to go back and watch any of that fight? It wasn't very long.
Nah, I watched the highlight. I see he stopped him. I said I ain't even gonna watch
Yeah, yeah,
it.
he did his thing, man. It was pretty impressive. And then, of course, Fernando Martinez upset Ioka. I don't know if you can call it an upset. He had the belt, so not really an upset. But he was predicted to lose that fight. I think he was the underdog. Whenever to Japan got that. But hey, man, let's start with this top rank card because super impressive with Shakur. We saw what he did in the ring. We saw how impressive he looked. People say it was a boring fight, bro. I can't. I'm not to me, I didn't see a boring fight from Shakur. I saw a guy who pushed the pace of the fight. He did something to I gotta pronounce this guy's name right. Harutian. Harutian. He did something to him.
Nah, that ain't it. It's
Harut
I can't.
Harutian. Harutian. I don't know. I'm gonna sit here all day trying to pronounce it. You all know who the hell
Arthur,
I'm talking about.
Arthur, some shit like that. I can't pronounce it.
Harutian. Yeah, some shit, man. I don't know. I even put it on the audio thing and listened to it. So what the fuck are they saying?
Autumn, autumn,
Harden, yeah. But
autumn.
he did something Frank wasn't able to do, make it look
Hmm.
easy against a guy. And he had him on his back foot all night. And like he said, it's hard to engage and knock a guy out who doesn't want to be knocked out. But maybe that's just not who Shakur is. Why is boxing and the fans so much on this? If you can't knock a guy out, well, you just aren't any good. Like, I don't get that. When we see all the other skills, and I get a knockout is awesome. I love a knockout. That's not, I mean, who doesn't love a good knockout? Who doesn't love to see a fight in that way? That's exciting. I get it. But I also love the sweet science of boxing, watching a guy go out there, technically put on a sound fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, give you your money's worth. And what is a good fight?
I mean, I love the fight. As far as like he boxed him. It was some shit I didn't like. Like Shakur, like bro, like when your corner and your coach telling you something, your don't be competitive with your grandfather, bro. He telling you something to tell you something, bro. Listen to him. Don't be uh, but what, bro? Listen to your coach, man. Like, quit all that shit, man. Even I know y'all probably this your grandpa. You feel some type, bro. Listen to that. This it's his time to shine, just like yours, bro. Don't listen to your coach, man. That's
Mhm.
that's one thing from young fighters to pros, bro. Listen to y'all coach, man. Don't be going back and forth with y'all coach, man. That is not no good look. That's one thing I ain't like about it. Even though Shakur said we always do this and they made it, yeah, okay, but still, don't always do that, bro. Take that out your repertoire, bro. Listen to your coach. Humble down, son. You know what I mean? Bite your tongue. All right. You know what I mean? Even whatever you feeling, you ain't gotta come out at that moment, bro. You know what I'm saying? Especially if he ain't asking you like what's going on? Why you know what I'm saying? Like quit trying to go be competitive with your grandfather as known as your coach, but I felt like you felt like it was pressure on you. You was trying to stop him. So I'm gonna take that one, you know what I'm saying? Because I seen when he said like even when I fought Jamel Harris, my grandfather was like, man, what you doing? Like, you letting him back in the fight. and he said he was like, I ain't letting. But you, I think that fight, you wasn't how your reactions wasn't how it was this fight. You know what I'm saying? I don't know it was because like the pressure was on you to stop him and you wanted to stop him. I know you wanted to stop him. But also like the fight though, I felt like Shakur beat his ass. Like he beat his ass, but it was some shit I seen like it seemed like he was a little gassed. He got a little gassed out. He was trying too hard for the knockout. He should have been throwing way more combinations, especially sitting in that pocket. Like you should have been letting your hands go a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like the people, as far as like the fans and all that, they seeing like they seeing Tank in a different mode. Like what you gonna have to be able to keep this man off of you. And that shit that Shakur ain't doing is not gonna be able to keep Tank off of him. Like, and I ain't like I'm not giving my opinion. I ain't saying who gonna beat who or who gonna win or none of that because I fuck with both of them as far as boxing. But I'm just calling it how people probably see it, how I see it. What could you do to keep him off of you? He got everything that you got too. He and not only that, he will let you hit him. Power, no power. He's going to let you touch him just to see what defensive of mind he got to use. That's one motherfucker. That's one thing people don't know. Tank let you touch him and see what type of defense he got to lose. Oh yeah, I can let him come in. I'm coming in aggressive. Oh, I got to box him, slip punches. Like he let you touch him to see what your power like your best shot, so he can know like, all right, I got to do this on the defensive side. You know what I'm saying? I got to slip this punches. I gotta roll under these punches. You know what I'm saying? If you just go back and watch from when he fought Barrios, what type of defense he fought, when he when he fought Pitbull, see the defense he fought. When he fought Ryan Garcia and he going under the hook, what defense he fought. From when he just fought Frank Martin. It it's from when he fought the one I can't think of used to call him retarded, man. I can't think of
Rolly.
Rolly. Now you go back and watch all them fights. Watch how different the defense is from like until he figure it out and get you out of there. Just watch, bro. You gonna see a lot of different defenses, bro. I swear. So I think the people is just like, damn, Shakur, you a good fighter. You could box, but what are you gonna do to outbox Tank? Cause we're not seeing it.
Yeah.
We're not seeing it as fans. Like we're not seeing it. We was seeing it at 130. The slip, the yeah, we was seeing that shit. But now it's like you got to figure 135 out for real, bro. Like yeah, I'm saying you ain't had too many fights at 135, but I just feel like I I'm still not calling the fight, but I'm talking on his aspect now. Now, like when Tank fight, I'm a like when he fight Limatico, I'd be able to say like we got to see this from Tank. But I'm saying from this latest fight right here, we got to see more, bro. Like we got to see more punch output. Like what are you
Mhm.
going? You can't be backing up on Tank in no corners.
No,
You feel me? You can't
definitely.
be gas. You can't be a little gassy with Tank coming for you. You know what I'm saying? Cause you
Yeah.
gonna move around a whole lot once he touch you, and he's gonna touch you, bro. Like you got defense, like your defense good, like you got distance, you got distance control. But you was letting Autumn touch you at points. He had little spurts where he was letting his hands go and he was touching your ass. I was a little scared at first for a little second. Yeah, you know I'm saying that was probably like the seventh, eighth round. One of them, he letting his hands go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember that he was letting them
Yeah. Yeah.
motherfuckers go. Boom, boom, boom. And he was touching Shakur. And in my mind, I'm like, bro, if this Tank, bro, Tank is on a different level,
Can't
bro.
Tank
That level
ever
just
get a
different.
solid punch on you. Yeah.
Yeah,
That my thing is that too is do you think Tim Bradley mentioned this when he fights somebody of another level like himself, his he's gonna be a different fighter.
you got to
He's
be a
gonna be
different.
able to hold on one second, man.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man, what y'all think on that, man? Like, I ain't calling who gonna win, none of that, man. I'm just calling what I see. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm calling what I see, who I think, and what Shakur got to do. But look, like I say, Shakur a gym rat. He gonna stand that lead. He gonna work on what he need to work on. I just seen him Instagram running right back at it. So he knows some areas he got to pick up on, man. That's one thing about a great fighter. Like they gonna see them mistakes. They gonna fix them. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like he gonna fix his mistakes. He gonna get right back to the Shakur that was at 130. You know what I'm saying? Like I think he just gotta for Shakur. He just gotta stay off social media, man. Don't let that shit get to you. Everybody gonna judge, man. Like everybody got their own opinions and shit. Oh, my boy back.
Yeah,
I was keeping it going. But what you
hell
was
yeah.
saying?
Basically, Tim Bradley's talking about when he fights better competition, he thinks Shakur is going to step up, and we're going to see how good he really is. Now, I do agree with a guy like Tank. I don't know, man. With that type of power, it's always hard to say you're not going to box 12 rounds with him. I just don't see that happening for anybody. Everybody seems to think that Loma is going to be able to outbox Tank, and he's going to go 12 rounds and get a decision on everything I'm seeing. People are really favoring Loma. Now, the one thing, like I said, with the Loma Tank fight, the only thing I do like about that is the size. But we've seen Loma go down from punches that aren't even nearly what Tank brings. So that's why I'm like, yeah, until I see somebody take that punch, you're not going against that. That's
Can I
natural
can I
fucking power.
can I be honest? We done seen Loma and Devin. If he is going to gauge
Yeah,
how he deal with Devin against Tank, it's curtains. And Loma in the later rounds don't know how to finish. For real.
yeah.
He
I
ain't been
think he,
finishing at a top tier fighters like Tiafimo and Ryan
yeah. Mm.
and Devin. Yeah, Cambosis, okay. Cambosis ain't, you feel me? But
Cabosa's not a top level guy. I'd said that.
yeah,
Cabosa's got his Buster Douglas moment with Teofimo Lopez, and that's pretty much what he was. But I don't know, man. I think Tank retires a guy like Loma. I think he knocks him out viciously, and Loma just isn't going to recover from that. But in the Shakur fight, I don't know. Shakur has the size, and we know size makes no difference with Tank.
mm-mm.
But he's got a better IQ than anybody Tank has fought. So, like you said, he would definitely have to step up the activity. But at the same time, man, I kind of think Davis baits you into thinking you have to be more fucking active. He
Man,
wants you to be more active. So he makes all these guys think I got to come in and throw a high volume of punches because if I don't, this guy's going to land a punch. So they feel like they have to throw these. I think he baits them into thinking that.
I
Yeah,
think
be more active.
he just as patient as Shakur though. That's what I'm saying. And then when he
So could
turn
we
it
see a
on,
board? What?
and when he turn it on, it's turned on. Like it's no getting him out. He coming, bro. It ain't no getting away from him.
Yeah,
You can't
yeah,
back yourself into no corner. You're gonna have to stay in the middle of the ring, and it's gonna be hard for you to stay in the middle of the ring with a motherfucker that got power like that. It's just
yeah,
hard, bro. It's gonna be hard. I feel like, man, I ain't picking. I just feel like Shakur gotta have that. He gotta this was a good fight, but he gotta have that. Like, okay, this what they talking about. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? He need
yeah,
to fight like Neverate, a motherfucker with a lot of punching, uh, punch that's coming. But Navarrete ain't got no defense. But still, though, he need to fight a motherfucker like Navarrete with a little power to really test before he fight Tank. I don't think he need to
yeah,
fight Tank right now. Like, no, out for these two last performances which is, he had a good performance. I like boxing, so he boxed him up, but I'm not seeing like, oh yeah, you ready. I'm not seeing that yet. I'm
Yeah.
not seeing
Yeah.
that. Like,
Okay.
dude on a whole different level. Like, you feel me? Like, he just that level. Like, but and I felt like Top Rank, they was on like Timothy Bradley. They always on some lame bullshit. Like Tim Bradley talking about he got his coffee. Like, man, shut your bruh. You wasn't no fucking knockout orders or nothing, bruh. Like, I don't even like you. I ain't like your ass as a fighter, motherfucker. I don't think you beat,
Yeah.
and I ain't even like Pacquiao. I don't think you beat Pacquiao that first fight,
That's
motherfucker.
the fight everybody was bringing up, comparing
Like,
to Foster Concepcion, saying they ain't seen a robbery like that since Pacquiao Bradley.
yeah, like you
Got
ain't
that
even
fight.
beat
Yeah.
Pacquiao that first fight, motherfucker. So,
Yeah.
man, get your ass. I got my coffee, man. Why you even saying that, bro?
Yeah.
Come
Well,
on, man.
they were already told not to, upsell Shakur. He
Yeah,
just turned
that's
down.
corny though. And you supposed to fuck with Terrence Crawford, but you doing all this extra shit and saying all this
Yeah.
bullshit. Like, man, take your bitch ass on, man. Ain't nobody
Yeah.
got time for that weak ass shit, bro. You still, you a man at the end of the day, bro. You got your own man, bro. You can't let no motherfuckers dictate what you really see and how you feel about this fighter if you fuck with this fighter, bro. But I'm gonna
Yeah, well,
say this though.
that's the problem Teddy Atlas had with ESPN and Top Rank. They pretty much told him he couldn't be real about it when they was bringing up prospects that they were telling everybody was top. Oh, this dude's the next big, and then Teddy would watch him and be like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, he's not the next big thing. I didn't
Yeah,
nothing he did impress me. I'm telling you right now, this guy's got a lot to work." And then he was getting in trouble for saying that shit. Top Rank
right.
wants to dictate how you say stuff, man, and that's that to me that's why we allow these platforms to have that type of power pretty much. Like, I mean, I don't know, before getting too deep with that, Shakur did turn down 15 million for a 5 fight deal with Top Rank. I
That's
remember
bull. That's weak.
talked about it.
That's weak.
3 million a fight. But what did we talk about? The perspective on Shakur is he's not an exciting fighter.
No,
Bob
he's
Arum's
not.
argument has always been he can't sell fights, he can't sell tickets. So, in the sport of boxing, we know that that's a big thing, man. You got to be able to sell some
Yeah, you got
tickets.
to be able to sell. You got to.
You got to, even if it's not pay per view, you got to be able to sell tickets for
But you
people to
ain't
come
getting
in.
your fighter that fight. To You ain't
No,
giving him the
he
fights
just
he
had
need
the
to
logo.
fight to sell
Yeah,
tickets, even if he ain't a knockout orders.
yeah,
Even if
yeah,
he's
yeah,
a boxer, you're not getting him them fights that he needs to get. So motherfuckers could be like, oh yeah, okay. Even though he don't knock motherfuckers out, he's beating their ass. He boxing they head off. You get what I'm saying? You ain't getting him
yeah.
them fights, bro.
He should have fought Loma already. He should have fought Zapata already. Maybe even fight a guy like Raymond Ortala. These are
Y'all
fights
let
that
Devin Haney go
all to
up,
be
get
made.
away. Y'all let Devin
Devin
Haney.
was there. Lopez was there at 135 with Top Rank at one point, and he never got any of those. Not even a smickling, not even an inkling that they wanted to give him any of those fights. So yeah, I would have a hard time going back with Top Rank. My only issue would be
He ain't
is
going
that
back to top rank.
who's going to give me 15 million anywhere else? Is do you think Eddie Hearns would say, "Yeah, I'll give you a 15 plus million dollar deal, more than that"? So obviously he wants more than 15 million, or do you think it's the fact that he just doesn't want to do anything else with Top Rank because, like we said, they're not giving him the fight. So why am I going to sign a 5 fight deal for you to give me who? Who the fuck are you going to have me to fight? You're not letting me fight any of the guys that are there, top guys already. So maybe that's his thought process, is that not the money, the competition. You're not going to put me up against anybody that's going to sell tickets.
Right. You not put me up against nobody. Let's go sell tickets. Like, come on, man. You look at his last fights. Like the last dude he fought, I ain't know who the fuck dude was, to be honest. They said he a good fighter, but I don't know that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Then
Yeah.
like the person y'all let him fight the end of the last fight of his contract, like I should have put him in there with a dog. Like a dog, a real dog, like so we could okay then. You feel me? Like y'all should have put that motherfucker in there with a dog, like and like I think he should fight Frank Martin next. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I want to see him versus Frank Martin. Like I really want to see where you at. Like, cause I feel like Frank Martin, he just couldn't beat Shakur. I mean Javante, but if he learned and stuff, he patient too, and he gonna let his hands go. I feel like him and I think he'll bring the Shakur we want to see out. Frank Martin will.
Yeah,
I
I think
think
that
that
would be
should
a
be.
good
I think
fight
that
for.
should be his. Him or never, not never Rate, but Zapata should be Shakur next fight. It shouldn't be nobody
I
else. It
Yeah, I'm
shouldn't be
thinking it should be.
nobody else.
Yeah, absolutely. Williams Zepeda, in my opinion, should be
Yeah,
his next fight because number one, that's going to be a big fight for him and Zepeda. Zepeda's definitely deserving of a title shot, and Shakur needs a big time fight. And
yeah.
like supposedly he talked to Golden Boy this week, also talked to Oscar, and they're saying, hey, it's kind of up to Shakur if he wants to sign. My only problem with Oscar De La Hoya is, are you going to get your money? That's always been a question with
He ain't
Oscar.
gonna. He ain't gonna. He
Are
ain't gonna
you going to get
sign
your
with.
money?
Don't sign with them because they do business with Top Rank.
Yeah, yeah. Well, but that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I'm saying why this Zapata fight hasn't happened. Should have happened already if you think about it, because they do business with Golden Boy. Zapata's a Golden Boy fighter, so that fight should have happened. The Loma is inside your own stable. That fight should have happened. You know what I'm saying? You had Devin, you had Teo, both in that position, and never ever try to make a fight with Shakur at all. The Frank Martin fight didn't surprise me. It didn't go through because I'm not banking anything on Tank versus Loma for the fact that PBC and Top Rank never really work together, bro. And when it comes down to them finally sitting down and going through the numbers, somebody's going to back out. I feel like so. I don't know if that fight. I wouldn't bank anything on that fight yet.
Right.
We also saw some young guys, man. Abdullah Mason, of course. This kid, man, just looks super fucking impressive with what I've seen from him. The just he seems to just have everything you would want from a fighter. Like, is he too good to be true, or is this guy what
Nah, he
is
ain't.
advertised?
That motherfucker a dog, man. And I think he would have stopped. And I was saying this, bro. And I've been seeing people say this. That's why I'm like, well, he be salty too. But he would have stopped. He would have stopped that fighter Shakur fought. He would have stopped Artem. No
Yeah,
buts, no gimmies, ain't no ifs, buts. He would have stopped him.
yeah, yeah.
He would
Honestly,
have
I
stopped.
agree
But
too.
his styles
So,
make fights. Styles make fights. But Abdullah would have stopped him, bro.
so, do you think it's time to stop babying this shit? We see what this fucking guy has. Can we
Nah,
still
nah,
keep
nah,
treating
nah.
him with
Don't rush him.
respect?
Don't rush him.
I mean, think about
He's
it. You
still
said it
young,
like
20. Let him
yeah.
keep building. Build him up. Build
But
him
if
up.
you see that he could go and beat a guy like Arteman right now,
Yeah.
why keep putting him against guys that
I
I mean,
mean,
the
Odom will be a good
Whistle
another good step up fight for him. They said Duel was supposed to be a step up fight. They said Duel was a veteran, but he made him look like
20, 22, 23 fights, something like that. Louis LeBron has never been super impressive, but he was a veteran style fighter. It was a step up from what Top Rank's been giving him.
yeah,
You know what I mean? But man, to be real, when you see this type of level, like maybe a guy like Artem for sure.
yeah.
Not
He
like
need
I
Odom
think
next.
I think the step up. Not saying that you throw him in there with a Keyshawn, you throw him in there with the top guys at lightweight right now. But I think you definitely put him up against like a Raymond Mortala. You put him up against a fucking the guy we just said Artem. You can put him in there against a guy like that. That's at least another step up for him.
Yeah,
And then if he gets those guys out easily, then you're like, okay, okay. I
yeah.
mean,
But
but
he even said it though. He ain't in no rush for real. Like he working. He taking what's gonna bring to him. Then you got to just think like right now it's kind of confusing. Like, cause it's like all right, Top Rank. I got him and Keyshawn. They both at the same weight class. Like, I hope y'all don't try to make them fight each other right soon or nothing. And I
Abdul
don't
on
even want that to
Keyshawn,
be a I don't even yeah, I don't even want that to be a conversation with both of them right now. Like, because
Brain's not
I
going to do
just
that.
don't, not right now. Like, don't even put that in the conversation for y'all to fuck up two fighters or whatever careers right now. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah, one.
saying? Like, cause Keyshawn should be where he at right now, far as how many fights he had. Like, because he got more fights than Keyshawn, and he
Yeah.
started after
Yeah, I noticed
Keyshawn.
that. Keyshawn got 11 fights. He's got like what, 14?
14. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm like, damn, what the fuck?
He
Like,
been fighting like 3 fights a year.
yeah, and he's
Shit.
got another fight supposedly coming up August 17th, already scheduled to fight again, Abdullah Mason. So yeah, I don't know what card, but they already got an opponent named for him on BoxRec. I'm like, God damn, bro. I'm like, so this dude already got another fight coming up. So
Yeah,
he's saying
that's
that
that amateur shit. That's
he
that
just
amateur
fought what,
shit.
a month before he
Yeah, like
fought this
2 months
fight.
before. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, he's staying fucking super active.
Yeah, that's that
But when
amateur
you're
shit.
not taking any punishment, you know what I mean? He just training pretty much. What
Yeah.
do you think of Keyshawn Davis, man? There was some antics in that fight I thought was kind of funny.
Keyshawn looked good, man.
He did. I
Keyshawn
thought he,
Keyshawn looked good than a motherfucker, man. He
yeah,
fought a tougher opponent, a person that could take punches and all that, but he looked it good than a motherfucker. I'm gonna say it was a doula than Keyshawn.
yeah,
Keyshawn looked at like his fight was like I wanted him to get him out of there, but I'm like, man, he probably ain't getting him out of there. Dude taking some shit. Like he
yeah,
taking them
yeah.
punches.
He had
But
that big ass head.
Keyshawn looked it good than a motherfucker, bro. He gonna be a problem, bro. Like he looked it like he looked it better than way better than Shakur, man. Like I'm sorry to say it, but god damn, that boy looked it good, man. He was putting them punches together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He looked it real good, man. Like this fight
dude.
might have him. He looked it good, bro.
He had a nice little chin on him. The guy who was fighting. I thought it was a nice little test for Keyshawn for sure.
But
Uh,
Keyshawn ain't ready for no tank,
but
so he need to
I don't
quit
think he
saying
is either. So
he
who
need to
next
quit.
for a
He
guy
need
like
to
Keyshawn?
quit. He need to
Yeah, he
quit
don't want
saying
that.
that.
And I don't think he's got the power to go to 140. He's talking about Teo shit like I don't think he has any power. That's the biggest issue with Keyshawn that I have. He doesn't have the power. He was hitting dude with some flush shots. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And like you can see dude a little bit, but it wasn't phasing him. Of course, dude is a Spanish fighter. Those dudes are always tough to get out of there. But I liked what I saw his activity and all. He boxed fucking circles around this guy to the point that he aggravated him. Like dude was aggravated. He was just getting his
Yeah.
ass, and he couldn't do anything about it. Like
But
so, he was aggravating the dude.
can I
We
say
saw some
something real
antics.
quick though?
Good.
When you can put on a boxing clinic like that, you don't need power. When you could just be boxing a motherfucking head off like how he was boxing his head off,
Yeah.
that could carry you a long way without power. But I'm gonna say this. He was getting touched too. And Tank is a person you cannot let touch you, bro. Like you can't let him get that clean shot because he's going to get it off. How
Yeah.
is you going to react to him when he touch you?
Mhm.
Like you feel me? Like he ain't ready for.
Yeah. He
He sound
definitely don't.
looked good, but he is not. He ain't ready for no Tank.
I do think him and Lopez would be a better fight.
Oh
I
yeah, that'd be a
maybe
nice fight. But
make it at like a catch weight or something like that. But I don't know if Lopez would be willing to do that.
I
He'd
think
probably
he'll
make
beat
it no
Lopez
before.
though. Lopez gonna have to come out. But
I think he could outbox.
Keyshawn said he used to be beating his ass though. Like he
Yeah.
already know what's up. Like, and I could believe
Yeah.
that because Keyshawn a dog for real, bro. It's just that I ain't see I like you said the power, like, but I felt like he was playing too at the same time. Like he was just
Yeah.
like
Yeah. He looked
fucking,
like he
like
was
he was
having
having
fun.
too much fun. He was having
Yeah.
fun in there.
He was having
Like, cause
fun
it'd be
playing.
times where he'd lean off of him, then he'd just turn it up. Doo doo
Mhm.
boom 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 boom. Hitting him with 5 punch combos and shit. And then
Yeah.
he'd play with him like, you know what I'm saying? But they was saying like Coach Kenny, Javante coach said his legs looked kind of weak. You know, they call
I
him
thought,
they call him the Bible man. So he sees shit that
yeah,
like if
I
you go look at
thought
Coach
myself, I was going to say that the later rounds, he looked to be tiring down. Uh, Keyshawn did. But
yeah,
what was this, a 10 rounder, right? Or was this an 8? 10 round? This was
yeah,
a
this
10,
might have been 10, yeah.
10 round.
This
So I think this
this
might
ain't
have
his
been his
first
first
time.
10 round.
Nah,
It's
nah,
not? Okay, so it's
uh.
not his first 10 rounder, but he did look at one point like his leg. I have to agree with that 100% because that's what I saw later. Like he looked good the whole fight, but then when it got to later, I was like, look
But
like. dude was able to put a little bit more
But
pressure on him
I'm gonna
and make
say
him kind
his
of
legs
flinch a
could have
little
been
bit.
tired because of the pressure. He ain't never had that
Well,
much
yeah,
pressure on
because
him
there was a
like
lot of
that.
clinching going on.
Yeah, he ain't
So,
never
and the
had
guy
that
was
much pressure
obviously,
on him.
yeah,
Yeah,
and the guy was bigger than
motherfucker
him.
roughing him up a little bit, grabbing him,
Yeah,
lifting him, picking him up. He ain't never had that, so it could have
mhm,
been a little bit of that too. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Just a little bit more. And then he said he put on a little bit more muscle, so it could have been that too. You know what I'm saying? Him
yeah,
dragging that muscle mass around a little more than just being flat out thin, and you know what I'm saying?
yep.
So yeah, that could have played a factor too.
Now I went back and I watched this Williams Zepeda fight, man, and that's Giovanni Cabrera guy. I've watched him once before. I watched him in that Pitbull fight. He's got this weird ass stance. It doesn't even seem orthodox, unorthodox. Just seems goofy, like a goofy style stance. And in the
Somebody
first
said
round or
bourbon.
so,
Somebody said bourbon and booty.
yeah, yeah. I know. I was like, fuck
It's,
him up, fuck him
it's
up.
always a troll, man. Troll. I
Yeah,
can't stand no troll.
yeah. But yeah, freaking he looked really good in my opinion. Zapata did. Like the first one, Cabrera gave him a little bit of, Zapata wasn't throwing, but then second round, Zapata just started pouring on the punches, breaking him down. Third round, he ended the fight. Wasn't long at all. Put him down with a nice body shot. Giovanni never recovered from. But
Yeah,
Zapata just shows that hey, he's more than a contender at this point. He definitely needs an opportunity at a belt. That's why I said, man, him and Shakur next would be a great fight for both of them. They both fought the same day, so I mean, they could make that their next fight.
yeah,
They,
yeah. I love to see that. I think I said that when I first watched Zeta, and you was like, "How would you feel?" I'm like, Shakur. I feel like Shakur box his head off because he ain't got no defense and stuff. But far as like him, that's the fight he need. Like he need a motherfucker
yeah,
that got power and that's gonna keep coming because the pay to coming. So
yep.
that'll be a
That's
good fight. I'll watch. I love to watch that. But we got to see what Shakur gonna do, man. Like what's gonna benefit him on his next journey, man.
my thing
Like
is
he said
who
he gonna talk to Terrence Crawford though. Like he don't
like
want to,
who's
you know
got
what I
the
mean,
best stable
disturb him
for?
with this shit coming up because his fight coming up. But said he gonna
Yeah,
sit down and talk with him too and see what he should do. I know
yeah,
Terrence gonna probably tell his ass don't fuck with them over there.
yeah.
I'm gonna
Coming
get you in
from
some. I'm gonna
PBC.
get you in some of these doors over here, man. Don't.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think Eddie Hearns would love to have him, especially after getting boots in us. You add a guy like Shakur to that stable also, then he's got a pretty nice little stable, man. We
Yeah.
also saw Martinez defeat Ioka via split decision. And will we get Martinez versus Bam? We just watched Bam Rodriguez last week at super flyweight take out Francisco Estrada. And then Martinez takes out Ioka this week. That could set up a unification fight down the road for these two guys. I would definitely favor Bam in that fight. But Martinez looked really great in this fight against Ioka, who he just poured on the pressure on him, never let Ioka get comfortable. And you actually had a little judging controversy in this fight where you had a judge was trying to give the fight to Ioka. It was over in Japan. Thank God the split decision went in favor of the right guy in Martinez, who won that fight. I went back and watched what I could of it. The footage wasn't great. Uh, it was over in Japan, so I guess it wasn't any on any of the stations over here. But I did catch it on YouTube, what I could catch, and like I said, Martinez looked pretty good. See what he could do against a guy like Bam. I would definitely favor Bam against him, though. Man, let's get into these fights we got tonight. Now, of course, we did get some bad news as far as let's go ahead and jump. We'll jump back to this, guys, but let's go ahead and go on the news that we got going on. A dehydration forces Janabek out of tonight's fight with his opponent at the 160. I've been telling you about Janabek, really good fighter. Only seems to be fighting once a year right now, but I guess he's looking at would be his fourth title defense at the 160. Looks like with dehydration issues, they've had to pull him out of this fight. Now they moved who was it? Yeah, Raymond Mortala, who we just talked about, and Devin Farmer elevated to the main event. In that, I don't think these guys are good enough to carry a main event. So
Tevin Former though.
yeah, Tevin Farmer, he's kind of
I
like a
like
journey.
his defense though. I like his defense.
Yeah, yeah, he's not a bad fighter, but he's not a main card guy.
Yeah.
And Raymond Murtala hasn't shown enough for me to think he's a main card guy at this point either. Uh, he's got a lot of people are hopeful on him. Like I said, I've seen potential in him. Also saw a bad fight, his last fight out. So we'll see if he can redeem himself, look as good as what people think he is against a Tevin Farmer. But yeah, that'd be moved up to the main event on that. But the main fight is going to be Jerome Boots Ennis going up against David. Obviously,
Indonesia,
and yeah,
Ebenezer.
and it's going to be in Boots' hometown of Philly for the IBF title, his first defense of this title. What do you think, man? He wants to stay at welterweight. He's a big welterweight. Says he wants to conquer 4 divisions, starting from welterweight up. So
I'm gonna say, wah,
yeah,
wah.
we
Come
saw
on, man.
Crawford
You
take
about to
this
beat
guy
his
out.
ass, man. I don't even want
Yeah.
to watch that fight. To be honest, we already know what he
Now,
about to do.
wasn't this a fill-in guy, right? Because that wasn't originally
Yeah,
he was supposed to
Crawley.
be
Yeah,
the Crawley guy. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So this was a fill-in. We watched.
This the same guy, motherfucker, was talking about when Terrence Crawford fought him. Oh, why you fight him? Like, come on, we don't want
Yeah,
to watch
and
him.
ain't
We don't want
nobody
to see
saying
you
nothing
beat
about
him
Boots
up.
fighting. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I think Boots like Terrence took him out in 5 rounds. So if Boots wants to impress anybody, take him out quicker than 5 rounds.
But how
I
many
don't know.
years ago was that? Dude probably got
Yeah,
miles on him and shit
uh,
now.
God, it's
That
been what at least
yeah,
two
that was
years
like
longer. Yeah,
22. That was like 2022. Yeah. We don't want to
yeah,
see that shit.
yeah, absolutely. I don't. I didn't think it was a good feeling, but I guess instead of canceling the whole event, you at least brought somebody in to try to save it,
Yeah,
especially
but I'm
being.
happy for Boost that he got the, you know what I mean, to show his skills. But we know what Boost gonna do, man. If you a
Yeah, yeah,
boxer,
yeah,
man, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. I think he's just going to dominate that fight. I mean, we talked about some news earlier. Another thing going on: Virgil Ortiz agrees to a multi-year extension with Golden Boy. Uh, Good for him if they pay him everything they're supposed to pay him. Golden Boy's just one of them companies that it's always iffy when you sign with them because he might not get paid all your money. As far as what Canelo says, what Garcia says, what Devin Haney's been saying, other fighters have said, they don't always like to pay. So it's hard to sign a multi-year deal with a company I don't know if I could trust. But they've always treated Virgil Ortiz pretty good. They kind of see him as their golden boy. You know what I mean? So, and he's got a fight coming up, a pretty good fight for a title at the 130 division. Like we talked about, Oscar talked with Shakur, saying agreement begins with him. I wouldn't sign with them.
He
I
ain't
would
signing
sign
with no damn
with
Oscar. He ain't
no,
signing with no Oscar. That's out the picture. We don't even got to talk about that.
no.
I know damn well. Even Jay Prince ain't about to let him sign with no damn Oscar De La Hoya, and that's his
Yeah,
manager. So
yeah,
man,
yeah.
that's out the question. He probably is could sign a 1 fight deal where he fight with Zepeda, but there ain't about to be no long extension contract there. No, I don't see that happening.
Yeah, me either. We had some other notable fights over the weekend. Man, of course, I don't really talk about the what was his name? The two MMA guys that fought. They did have some nice little undercards on there. They had the
Oh, Jacobs and
yeah,
Shane
yeah,
Mosley Jr.
Jacob against Shane Mosley Jr. Shane Mosley Jr. won that with a unanimous decision over Danny Jacobs, who just kind of looked wore down. You could tell
Yeah,
he'd been
they
out
probably
for
fine.
2 years, just
Yeah.
didn't look good. Maybe it's just time for him to hang it up, call quits on that. We also saw Armando Vargas defeat Sean Garcia, Ryan Garcia's little brother, with a fifth round KO. Uh, was a pretty good little fight, what I saw of it for a couple
They
rounds.
say
And
they say Sean Garcia was all right though. He
he looked decent, but he just,
Sean Porter and them was like he could fight. It's
yeah,
just like he don't. It's so much going on, and then he like one of them. Like he don't know if he really want to do this or not. Like he don't like
yeah, he
they
can't
get
be
that
independent.
vibe. Like he don't
Yeah,
really got his 100% in on it. Like he don't know if he really want to. But they said he was all right though. They said he all right. I seen he fight one time, but I ain't even watched that fight. They said Vargas ain't nothing to be hyped or ramped
no,
up about either.
I mean, I like Armando. He's not as younger like that. They all like the two older brothers are kind of jealous of the younger brother, uh, who got started before they did. Weirdly enough, the youngest brother, the youngest Vargas boy, is the one that gets all the attention. He came in,
Yeah,
and the two oldest boys were like, "Well, fuck, he's gonna do. We're gonna do it too." So they both jumped into the ring and want to do what their little brother does, but he gets all the attention. And even Armando was like, "See, it ain't just one Vargas brother." Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I think it's Emmanuel Vargas or something like that. I can't remember his name. The youngest boy.
154. I think he 154 too, ain't
Yeah, he looks really good.
he?
But
Yeah.
that fight went on. It was a pretty good one. You also had the Money May prospect,
Oh,
Corell.
Carmel.
Yeah, yeah, Corell Moton. He
Yeah.
the guy with a second round KO on him. My thing with him, I feel like when he knows he's got a guy hurt, he needs to be a little bit more patient. Set those big punches up that he has. He's got the
They need to
power.
slow down too with him, bro. They moving
Yeah,
him a
yeah,
little bit too fucking fast, bro. Like
yeah.
slow
Maybe
down, man. He
turn
a
him back.
baby, man. He only 18. Slow
Dude,
down,
he
man.
looked young as fuck. Yeah, I was thinking
Yeah,
that. Like,
slow
man, this guy
down,
looks
man.
really young. So yeah, I was
Slow down, man.
I liked what I saw, but like I said, his pace. They got to teach him to be a little bit more patient with his finishing. When he's got a guy hurt, set those big punches up,
Yeah, he
land them
be
more
he be he be
punches.
jumping in
He
there
just
like on
starts,
some amateur shit.
yeah,
Yeah,
just winging away and
yeah.
control really. So I think if he could get that under control, he kind of reminds me of a little Tank. You know what I'm saying? Like he's got that lower body, that strength. But we'll see. We'll see. Young in his career, like you said,
He ain't
moving him a
got that
little.
one punch power though. He ain't got that. His power come in bunches. A lot of these
Yeah,
fighters'
yeah,
powers is coming in bunches. A lot of
yeah,
these powers ain't got that. It's a couple of guys I can say got that right now. That I'm gonna say three out, including Tank, Bud, and Jerron Ennis. Got that one punch power that'll change the fight. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like
yeah,
David Benavidez, his power come in bunches. Like he ain't got that one punch power either. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. Uh, yeah, they're giving him another week to make that decision also on what he wants to do. The WBC is.
Don't rush nothing you don't want to do, David.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, man, that's pretty much all we got for today. We went over last week's recap fights, told you guys about the fights going on today, a little bit of news, all that kind of stuff came to you on this Saturday morning, man. So, like we said, we didn't go live last week. We'll probably go live again for what the Crawford fight.
Crawford. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That whole card fire, bro.
Yeah, yeah. So we can just go live for that whole damn card.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
card
go
fire.
through
Yeah.
and all them on there. I
All
think,
this, yeah.
yeah, and Big Baby Davis on there too.
Big Baby,
But
Pitbull,
Big Baby's actually fucking Andy Ruiz. He's on
Andy
there, right?
Ruiz.
Yeah,
They gonna try to mess that up. That's gonna be big baby next fight. Remember I told you that, and I
yeah,
said this a couple shows ago. That'd be a good step up fight for him, Andy.
yeah.
That's gonna be the next. Watch what I tell you. Watch what your
That'd be
boy
a
say.
damn good fight
And
for
I've been calling that for a good step up for Jared too. So
yeah, it's good to see Ruiz back in the ring. He looks like he's taking care of himself. He looked in shape. Last time I saw, like, I guess they did like a little weigh in, whatever it was, and he
yeah,
looked like he was in shape, man. Like he'd been in the gym just working, even when he's not been in the ring.
right.
He's still staying in the gym like a gym rat, so that can benefit him. But man, Big Spade, you know what to do. Take us out this motherfucker.
Hold on. First, let me say this to the dude Tez that left that weak ass comment. Fuck you. Fuck you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You a fucking troll. Cause how the fuck you even find us? You probably don't even like boxing, my boy. Gone with that weak ass corny shit. But anyway, like I said, bro, don't be him. Don't be no hater, man. Like, subscribe,
yeah,
comment, show us love. We ain't fuck all that hate shit. We don't, man. Life long as hell, bro. We gonna keep
yeah,
having
yeah,
haters as long as we going up. We ain't even worried about him. I just wanted to troll him back. He probably don't
yeah,
know
yeah.
nothing
Yeah,
about boxing.
I just moved it to
And
this
I
month.
kick your ass. And we
Yeah,
could
yeah.
get in the ring. We could put up a fight, me and you. Fuck is you
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about? But
yeah,
anyway, man, like, subscribe, comment, fuck the trolls, fuck the haters, keep going up. Whatever you do, keep going up, man. Cause we going up. We ain't letting shit stop us. We ain't
yeah.
letting nothing
We
stop
just
us. A
shoot.
storm, a hurricane, a
Uh,
tornado. We probably still do the show in a tornado while houses getting knocked
yeah,
down. Ain't shit stopping us. So like I said,
yeah,
man, keep watching us, bro. We gonna keep going up. Fuck with us. Jump on that bourbon and bet. Bird bourbon and boxing bandwagon, man. We going
That's
up.
it.
That's all I
Of
gotta
course,
say.
of course, y'all ain't seeing no bourbon right now. It's too early for bourbon, man. I drink at nighttime. I don't drink early in the
Coffee
day.
and boxing right
This
now. Coffee and
right,
boxing.
man. That's how we're doing on our Saturday mornings. This pretty much might be our little thing, man. Saturday mornings. What
Yeah,
I'm
for
saying,
sure.
depending on how my Fridays, if I open on a Friday, I can get out of there by 8 o'clock. But if
Yeah.
I, close on a Friday, I don't get out till like 11. Plus. So, it might be our new scheduled time, guys. Go live with y'all in the morning. What I mean? Start our mornings out right. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
yeah, hell yeah, man. Thank you guys for joining us. And what we do with the haters, treat them like a crumb. Fuck off,
Man.
man. Let's flick
Man.
that right off. Fuck you. But yeah, hey, keep joining us. Like my boy said, do what you need to do. And you guys have a great Saturday, man. Looks like it's turning out pretty nice out there. I know my boy
Yeah.
probably gonna go on about 6 jogs today with 13 swims,
Yeah.
16 jogging pants.
I'm leaving that sauna jacket alone for a minute, boy. That shit be gassing me out sometimes.
I don't know how the fuck you do it. I saw you with it on. I walked outside this morning. I said, "Damn, bro, it's hot as hell out here. It's already hot." And it was like
Yeah.
9:30. Ooh, it's
Yeah.
hot. Shit. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us, man. Enjoy your
Peace.
day, man, and enjoy the fights tonight.
Yeah.